Hey, good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. Hey, do you remember Maine Prepper? Some of you older people. I don't mean old. You're not old. But some of you people who have been watching these YouTube videos for quite a while might remember him. I want to talk about. I was thinking about him this morning, and it made me think of a question that I wanted to ask you all. Something I want to talk about too. Kind of how the preparedness how the preparedness world has changed over the years, and get your take on it. I thought that'd be interesting. By the way, I apparently this is a preparedness month. Is that right? Yeah, yeah. I've noticed that some other people have been talking about and kind of doing a thing about preparedness month. I don't do anything about it because I don't care. Steve, do you not care about preparedness? You bet, but I care about it every day, not just one month of the year. And I know, people get all we need a month for this and a day for that, and I just always kind of thought that stuff was silly. I mean, there are holidays that I observe. Well, the religious ones, Christmas, Easter. I love Thanksgiving, uh, Memorial Day, uh, things like that. Police officers Memorial Day, things like that. But peace officers is not police officers; it's peace officers Memorial Day. Those things I observe. But no, a month for this or a month for that. I mean, you can look up probably today, whatever day it is. I haven't checked the date today. That's the beauty of working for yourself. It's probably the official day of something. The day of Sasquatch or something. I don't know. But no, I think that I don't talk deal with that because every day should be Preparedness Day, and every month should be Preparedness Month. Okay? Your life should be Preparedness Life. Uh, that brings up one thing though that I am going to throw out to you. I was thinking about when to have next year. Don't worry for those of you who don't care about this. I'm getting to the point in just a minute. But hey, if you can't take the chat, that's okay too, because we kind of chat here. This is a community, and I enjoy talking to the rest of the folks. That ain't your thing, okay. Uh, I was thinking about when I might schedule next year's gathering, Integrative Preparedness / Stonemont Gathering. And I want to give everybody ample time to plan. So I'm going to be setting the date here pretty soon. I mean, this is just September, the beginning of September for 24. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm thinking, and then I'm gonna ask for your feedback. But let me put it this way: I only want to hear from the people who were at the first gathering. In other words, people who have this mug. Now, why is that? Because people who come to the first event are kind of special people. You don't know what to expect. You're investing time and money in getting there, and you've shown your support, your interest. You've done all those things, and that doesn't mean that there weren't some great people who weren't able to make it. And I understand that, and I'm not slamming people who weren't able to make it at all, who wanted to come. But it's just a special perk that the people who are there should have, the kind of top say and express their opinions on whether what they think about this. And anyway, I'm thinking about having next year's in September, probably mid-September, mid to late, sometime in there. Not because it's Preparedness Month. I didn't even remember it was Preparedness Month. But because now we're through the summertime. People get busy in the summertime. They have family trips. They have things to do that they can't make it. And so anyway, let me know what you think about that being in September. It'll either be at the same place, or I found a kind of even a better place for the next one. And having that first one, I had no idea what to expect. Loved meeting everybody that I had a chance to talk to, and can't wait to be able to spend more time with them and new people next year. So let me know what you think about September being a time for that. And again, shall I call you all mug holders? I don't know. The first annual mug. Yeah, we will have a mug. We will have an official mug for next year too, but it just won't say first annual. Okay. Um, and by that, I did mention something. Maybe I'll fold it in with this. Okay, let's get right on to Maine Prepper. Who here remembers Maine Prepper? I remember he was one of the first video YouTube channels that I watched having anything to do with preparedness. And I don't remember if I ever knew his name. I don't know if I ever really knew his real name. But he was in the Army when he started, and I'm not sure what, if I'm not mistaken, he was civil affairs or something like that. I don't really remember. But he was a very interesting guy. He suffered from TBI, and he had a pretty good run, and very likable guy, some good information. He got a lot of people into preparedness, I think, and had to shut down his channel because he was going through the process. Apparently, I mean, this is what he said. I have no reason to doubt him, because he was going through treatment for his brain injuries, and I was sad to see that go. Now back then. There were some other channels that were also very interesting. Engineer 775 put out a lot of videos, very good. I mean, from an engineering standpoint. And I didn't realize, as a matter of fact, I just looked him up. I said, I wonder if he's still making videos, because I hadn't seen any of his for a long time. And you know how YouTube will unsubscribe us and stuff like that. And then you just forget. You get busy. You get to watching other channels, and you forget about, whatever. One day I looked him up. Yeah, he still is. He is one that I would recommend. Engineer 775. Because he does approach it from the, he shows, how to build ram pumps. And matter of fact, the reason I think it came up is because I was explaining on one recently about looking for land, about how if you had a spring-fed pond or any kind of pond, you could generate electricity from it. And darn if he doesn't have one on that. And now it's not exactly like the pond I was describing, but he has it. He'll show you how to make ram pumps and develop electricity out of streams, kind of like I've written about in my books, and gasifiers and all sorts of things. The guy is just great. I'm glad that I refound him, and because I made sure that I was subscribed again. Another one that was also big back there was Southern Prepper 1. He's been on for since way back in the day. And so what is his name? Scott. Is it Cobra? Something like some of you will know. And both of those guys, if I'm not mistaken, were the ones that were used as kind of the judges for that Doomsday Prepper show. And Cobra's put out a book or two, I think. And I don't think I may have his first one. I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, he's still around, and he does a lot of boots on the ground and things like that. He puts out videos fairly often. Now, my question here, and before I get to my question, no, I'll say this first. How many of you remember, number one, Maine Prepper? Okay, let me know in the comments. How many of you know remember Engineer 775? And do you still watch him? Because I was surprised that he keeps going. And I'm sure there's a bunch of you that watch Southern Prepper 1. Okay, and anytime somebody can maintain that kind of consistency, these are the guys that really formed what became the prepper verse on YouTube. And they built it, and the rest of us, came along later to one degree or another. And we really owe those guys a lot. Now, what I'm gonna ask, in addition, let me know if you know him, what you got from him, how you liked it, everything like that. I'm gonna ask that you not mention any other channels, and I'm gonna tell you why. Don't mention any other channels or suggest any other channels that I haven't mentioned. Or, let me put it this way: if I haven't mentioned them and they don't have a channel anymore, go ahead, mention them. Okay. But if I haven't mentioned those specifically, Maine Prepper, Engineer 775, Southern Prepper 1, if I haven't mentioned a channel that still is going, please don't mention it. Here's why. And it might surprise you. Am I against these other channels? No, not necessarily. There are a lot of channels out there that I like. And you know what brought this on? I happened to spend a little bit of time today actually watching a couple of videos. I don't get a chance to watch other videos very much. And this morning, during my first 2 cups of coffee, I just decided, there's a couple of channels that I like, and I'm going to watch those guys, and both of them were. Well, I will tell you who they are. Okay, I will tell you who they are, and maybe I'll throw in a couple more. One was Modern Refugee. He had a very good one. He is, I don't know his name, I don't know him, but I've watched him. We occasionally comment back and forth on each other's channel. He did a great one on civil unrest. He is a very thoughtful guy. Talks a lot about, the old ways. He's kind of a preparedness historian in a way. He loves the old ways, and I've learned some things from him. The other one that I watched was Pinball Preparedness. He gets a lot into the politics. I don't do that much on this channel anymore. If I have something political to say, I do it on the other channel, American Reversion. But he had a very good one about what's going to happen after tonight's debate. I've been looking forward to this one, right? And that was a very good one. There are a couple others out there that I like. Lee down at Cold War Prepper, a very good one. Those are about the only ones that I watch. Joe Fox over on Viking Preparedness. I watch it. I've watched Joe for years. But other than those, I really don't watch any. I don't have the time. I really don't. Whatever. I'm doing my own thing. So here's what I'm saying. If I haven't mentioned a channel specifically, please don't mention them. Please don't promote them. Okay. Chances are I know about the channel, and there's a reason that I haven't promoted them. Okay. And you may or may not. You might think that guy is the greatest thing in the world, and maybe there's a reason that I don't suggest their channel. And then, we can all have different ideas. That's all right. But there are if I don't mention a channel, there's usually a reason. And there's been a lot of channels over the years that I've watched for a while and don't watch anymore, and no, I don't suggest them. So anyway, that was because we're all a little bit different, and we appeal to different people. But what I found interesting was when I thought about how preparedness has changed over the years, and I was going to actually do one on that. And then I decided, no, I'm not going to say what I think. I'm going to ask you all what you think, because I think that would be very interesting. And the one thing that I will say is, way back, do you remember? I'll throw one thing in here. Remember back when Maine Prepper was big? And there's a new Maine Prepper channel. I saw that because a comment was left on one of my videos, and he's left several comments, and it was Maine Prepper. And I go, man, is he back? What is it? So I answered him, and I said, hey, man, is this the old? No. He says that just became available after a while, and I grabbed it, and I said, well, you have an historical handle there. But anyway, back then, do you remember back when he was on, and preparedness was all about people running out and getting Mosin Nagants? Do you remember that? That was the big thing, SKS and Mosin Nagants, and the one thing that I will say that I've noticed is that an almost maniacal preoccupation with guns now in the prepper world, and I think that's, I mean, you need them. You need what you need, but there are just too many people. The prepper verse is just too consumed, in my opinion, with guns. Just too much. And usually the people who are too preoccupied with guns are not doing the things they need to be doing in other areas, right? Okay. Anyway, I eagerly await your comments and your memories of not just Maine Prepper, but those times and how preparedness has changed over the years. And I can't even remember how long ago that's been, but it's been a while, right? Okay. Hey, I'll leave you with that. Remember, I'm looking forward to hearing the opinion from all the first time, the first gathering attendees of the first annual gathering. Does September sound good to you? If it does, good. If not, tell me why. We'll just see. I will take everybody's opinion into consideration. Okay, thank you. And remember, for everyone, we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. So you all get out there and do something. I'm looking forward to your comments, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.